Ita Giwa's grand birthday, Obasanjo reflects on 49-year relationship, and also Moses Bliss celebrates birthday in Dubai with his wife. Hey everyone, welcome to Jewel TV. It is Ima, your host. I want to start by saying that this weekend Nigeria didn't just celebrate birthdays. It witnessed a beautiful contrast between legacy and youth, history and hope, quiet influence and global worship. Two celebrations, two completely different atmospheres. Yet, somehow, both felt equally powerful. Let's start with the woman whose name carried weight long before the birthday lights came on, Ita Giwa, and then we'll move to Moses Bliss. So make sure you stay with me. Watch this video to the very end because I promise you will enjoy every bit of it. Ita Giwa's birthday party came with a lot of glamour. Soft gold lightning, beautiful music playing. The decor wasn't loud or overdone. It was just intentional, elegant, and dignified. You could immediately tell that this wasn't just another society party. This was a gathering of influence. For many Nigerians outside elite political and business circle, a name might not trend daily on social media, but in certain rooms, the kind of rooms where policies are shaped, alliances are formed, and history quietly unfolds, Ita Giwa is known. She has spent decades moving with grace among powerful personalities, not as someone chasing the spotlight, but as someone whose presence carries respect. Born many decades ago into a respectable background, her full name is Florence Ita Giwa. She was born on 19th February 1946 and she began her journey in Cross River State, specifically in Atabong in the Bakassi local government area. From those quiet beginnings in southern Nigeria, few could have predicted that she would grow into one of the most recognizable female political figures in the country. Her early life was rooted in discipline and ambition. She later traveled to the United Kingdom where she studied nursing at Kilburn Polytechnic in London. That international exposure would shape her worldview, refine her confidence, and prepare her for the influential spaces she would later occupy. But beyond politics and public life, Ita Giwa's personal story also carries emotional depth. She was once married to the late Dele Giwa, the renowned journalist and founding editor of Newswatch magazine. Their marriage was brief, lasting about 10 months before they went their separate ways. Though their union did not endure, Dele Giwa would later become one of Nigeria's most talked about media figures following his tragic assassination in 1986, an event that shook the nation and remains historically significant. Over the decades, Ita Giwa carved her own path. She transitioned from nursing into business and eventually into politics, rising to the national prominence when she represented Cross River South Senatorial District in the Nigerian Senate. Known for her bold fashion sense, outspoken personality, and deep political connections, she earned respect as one of the few women who navigated Nigeria's political terrain with confidence and staying power. So when she marked another birthday on February 19, it wasn't just a celebration of age, it was a celebration of a woman whose life has spanned history, politics, resilience, and reinvention. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. From Atabong to Abuja corridors of power, from private beginnings to public influence, Ita Giwa's story is one of the elevation, steady, strategic, and undeniably impactful. Ita Giwa has built relationships that didn't just last years, they lasted generations. And that truth became crystal clear the moment former President Olusegun Obasanjo stood up to speak. The room shifted. You could feel it. Obasanjo is not a man unfamiliar with grand occasions. He has addressed global summits, commanded military ranks, and led a nation. But that evening, his tone was different, softer and reflective.
But the lesson to learn, to me, very important, that when we have anything to do, we do it to the best of our ability. Florence did the best when she had to do so.
He spoke about a relationship that has spanned over 49 years, nearly half a century. In a country where friendships often dissolve under political pressure, a bond that long speaks volumes. He reminisced about early days, about shared seasons, challenges Nigerian faced, personal moments, and how Ita Giwa remained steady through it all. There were no drama in the speech, no sensationalism, just respect. You could see the way the guests listened in silence as he described her as a strong, loyal, and consistent woman, the kind of person who doesn't abandon relationships when seasons change. Some guests exchanged glances, others nodded quietly. Almost 5 decades of connection is not something you fake. It is built through time, trust, and shared experience. They shared a beautiful dance on the dance floor as the applause filled the room. Ita Giwa smiled occasionally, wiping tears from the corner of her eyes. It wasn't just about age, it was about being seen, acknowledged, and celebrated for impact. And the guest list that night proved just how far that impact reached. Media powerhouse Mo Abudu was present, radiating her usual commanding elegance. Veteran TV host Frank Edoho mingled easily, exchanging pleasantries.
Senator Ita Giwa is related to all of us. I mean, we all take her as our mother. So she's from my mother's state, and she's an icon. She has laid down the foundation for a lot of people to grow. And it is fitting that on her 80th birthday we'll come here and celebrate with her, bask with her in revelry, and show the whole world what a treasure she is. She is a national treasure, and she is somebody who is the epitome of an icon, a true icon, a mother, a confidant, and more importantly, a mentor. I wish her happy 80th birthday.
Businesswoman Shade Okoya arrived in regal fashion, turning heads effortlessly. Captains of industries, political associates, socialites, and influencers were all there. It felt like different worlds converging under one roof, all for one woman. And as the evening progressed, a live montage played on large screen, photographs from decades past, moments with influential figures, celebrations, travels, milestones, the kind of visuals that quietly tell a story of relevance. You could almost trace Nigeria's evolution through the phases of our life. The music shifted from classical, instrumental to soft live band performances. I'm sorry I wouldn't be able to play the music on this video here. Guests laughed, toasted, and embraced. The energy was warm, mature, powerful, and so beautiful. This wasn't a loud, chaotic celebration. It was refined, for the big boys and the big girls. There's something powerful about people who don't constantly fight to trend, yet command rooms when they enter, and that is the aura Ita Giwa carried that night. She stood to give her appreciation speech, voice calm but emotional. She thanked friends who worked with her through decades. She acknowledged family. She spoke about gratitude and the importance of loyalty. Her message was simple: relationships are wealth. And perhaps that is why the night felt so significant. In an era where clout often overshadows character, here was a woman being celebrated not for viral fame but for consistency. As the final toast were made and guests slowly began to depart, one thing was clear. This was not just a birthday, it was a tribute to endurance. But while the elegant ballroom in Nigeria shimmered with the legacy, thousands of miles away, another birthday was unfolding, completely different in tone, yet equally inspiring. This is where I move from political corridors to global gospel stages. Moses Bliss. Moses Bliss was born on February 20th, 1995. Moses Bliss represents a new generation of Nigerian excellence, where Ita Giwa's story reflects decades of influence. Moses' story reflects the power of purpose discovered early. His journey into music was not built on controversy or scandal, it was built on conviction. Years ago, a young man with a keyboard and a passion for worship began writing songs that would one day travel far beyond church walls. When his hit worship songs began circulating online, many didn't immediately realize a star was emerging, but something about his voice, sincere, steady, and anointed, resonated. Then came the breakthrough. Songs that filled churches, songs that dominate global playlists, songs that young believers sang in hostels, living rooms, prayer meetings. His music was not just catchy, it was comforting. In a generation battling uncertainty, economic hardship, and identity struggle, Moses Bliss offered soundtracks of hope. Fast forward to his birthday, and instead of a grand ballroom filled with political elites, the setting was water views, clean architecture, serenity. He chose to celebrate with his beautiful wife, a decision that many fans found deeply admirable. He took to his social media handle to share lovely pictures of him and his wife and their journey to Dubai. In an era where celebrity birthday often scream extravagance, Moses Bliss is making his look intentional and intimate. The pictures that are shared online is filled with smiles, quiet luxury, heartfelt captions. The internet responded instantly. Happy birthday to our music star, God when, couple goals, kingdom marriage, grace personified. A lot of messages under Moses Bliss's post. For many young Christians, Moses Bliss represents possibility. It shows that you can be young and successful without compromising faith, that you can be talented and still grounded, that marriage can be celebrated, not hidden. His rise in the gospel industry has been steady beyond hit songs. He has mentored upcoming artists, launched platforms for emerging talent, and built a brand that reflects structure and vision. Unlike fleeting of fame, his influence feels planted, and that is what makes these two-in-one birthday stories so fascinating. On the one side, a woman whose nearly 50-year connection with a former president symbolizes loyalty and long-standing influence. On the other side, a 1995 born artist symbolizing fresh fire and generational inspiration. One celebration echoed with decades of shared memories, the other echoed with songs that will shape the next decade. Different rooms, different audiences, different tempos, yet both centered around impact. As Nigerians scrolled through videos from Ita Giwa's elegance gathering, they discussed power, dynamics, history, and relationships that have stood the test of time. As they watched clips of Moses Bliss in Dubai, they discussed purpose, love, faith, and growth. It was almost poetic, one generation reflecting and another rising. And somewhere between those two stories lies a powerful lesson. Impact does not look one way. For some, it is built quietly over 49 years, nurtured through loyalty and discretion. For others, it blossomed with a decade amplified by digital platform and global reach. Both matter, both inspire, and both deserve celebration. In one unforgettable stretch of days, Nigeria saw a reminder that life is layered. Some are building legacies that span half a century. Some are building movements that will shape the next half. But in every season, what truly counts is the mark you leave on people. As the light dimmed in that golden hall and the Dubai skyline shimmered under the night, two birthday candles burned in different parts of the world. One represented history and the other represents hope. And together, they told a story far bigger than cake, music, a glamorous guest list. They told a story of influence, past, and presence unfolding beautifully in real time.